In the previous class we have seen so in the previous class we have seen the orthogonal vectors, orthogonal projection, and orthogonal vectors, projection, length of the vector, and unit vector. Okay, so all those things we have seen in orthogonal, the complements, so all those things we have seen in previous class, and orthogonal sets. Okay, so now in the orthogonal projection, so that as we know, so here just it is the small recap. So orthogonal projection, so is we call as orthogonal projection is y cap. Okay, so or yx or y bar, whatever it is. Okay, y cap, so that is means basically here the projection of y on u. Okay, the projection of y on u, so this we can give here. Okay, that is nothing but, okay, so it has the two components here. So one is y bar. Okay, so one is y bar and one more is z. Okay, so that's what we have given here, means the y. Okay, here the consider the problem of means decomposing vector y in Rn into sum of two vectors, that is one is multiple of u, so that is this one, y cap is equal to alpha u multiple of u, other is orthogonal to u, means z is nothing but orthogonal to u here. Okay, so these two components will be the means the whatever vector is there, it will have the sum of these two vectors. Okay, so that we can give as, so here, okay, that is y is equal to, as mentioned, y cap plus z here. Okay, y cap is equal to this, the y cap we can calculate. Okay, that is the vector y cap is called orthogonal projection on of y onto u. Okay, that is y dot u divided by u dot u into u. Okay, the same also we have seen the same problem in the previous discussion. Okay, so here we can calculate the sum of the two vectors. Okay, that is y is equal to y dash plus z. Okay, so and this is the sum of two vectors, and the other one is orthogonal to u, so that is z dot u. If it is 0, we call as a orthogonal. Okay, so here we need to keep in mind that if we say that w is a span in R square, then u and u2 are orthogonal. Okay, so that we can calculate like this, means y is equal to y dot u1 divided by u1 dot u1 into u1 y dot u2 divided by u2 dot u2 into u2. Okay, so now here next we will start with the topic as orthonormal sets. So what is orthonormal sets? So we have seen orthogonal. So what is orthogonal? If two vectors, means pair of vectors, means if v1 dot v2 is 0 and v2 dot v3 is 0, or v1 dot v3 is 0, means all possible pairs of vectors in a series, in a set, if that is 0, then we call as orthogonal. Now orthonormal, so orthonormal in the sense, if there is a set of vectors, we call as orthonormal set if it is an orthogonal set of unit vectors. Means what is a unit vector? Okay, so unit vector is nothing but, if there is a vector called as v1, the unit vector is v1 divided by the length of the vector. So basically, if length of the vector is unity, okay, basically the length of the vector is unity, then that vector we call as a unit vector. Okay, so now if the unit vectors pair that having the 0, okay, then we call as a orthonormal. Okay, let us take an example. Okay, so here we have three vectors here. Okay, the v1 v2 and v3, three vectors are there. Okay, here first we can calculate, there are different ways we can calculate here, means, so here, okay, first we can calculate either length or directly we can calculate the pair, whether that is, okay, first we need to calculate the whether is it unit vector or not, that we need to see. Okay, okay, that what we can do is how to calculate the unit vector. So if that is v1, the length of the vector we can calculate v1 dot v1 square root. Okay, length of the vector v1, that is equal to the square root of v1 dot v1. So this we call as the length of the vector. Okay, so now if you know v1 dot v1 means, if we know calculate v1 dot v1 is equal to 1, the root of 1 also it is 1, so then we say that v1 is a unit vector. Okay, that we can see here. v1 dot v1 we are getting 1, v2 dot v2 we are getting 1, v3 dot v3 we are getting 1, v2 dot v2 is nothing but v2 transpose into v2. So all three vectors are coming 1. Okay, means these v1 v2 v1 v2 v3 are unit vectors. Okay, so how to say that the unit vectors are orthogonal? Then the pair of that. Okay, so that what we are saying here, the pair of that is v1 dot v2, it should be 0. Okay, so v1 dot v2 it should be 0. You can see here v1 dot v2 we are getting 0 here. Okay, the v1 dot v2 we are getting 0. Similarly we are getting v1 dot v3 as 0 and v2 dot v3 as 0. Okay, so first we need to check whether they are unit vectors. Okay, if they are unit vectors, then we need to calculate the pair of that should come as 0. So once we got all these results, we say that v1 v2 v3 are orthonormal set. Okay, suppose if they are not unit vectors, if it is not 1, then we need to calculate the unit vector as, that is, okay, if v1 v2 v3 are vectors, then we can calculate unit vector as v1 divided by, that is v1 divided by length of the vector. Okay, if vn is not vector, so directly here v1 is vector, unit vector, so no need to calculate that one. So we need to just calculate the pair of that, whether is it 0 or not. Okay, we'll see the next problem. So here in this problem we have u and we have x. So here notice that, okay, so notice that u has orthonormal columns. Okay, these are orthonormal columns, means unit vectors, orthonormal columns. So by doing u transpose into u, we are getting the unit vector, means that is nothing but the identity matrix here. So we need to verify the length of, means the magnitude of ux and magnitude of x both are same, means as it is identity, so u dot x is equal to, that is x. Okay, that we can verify here. First we need to calculate u dot x, means ux, u is, so directly we can take that, and x we can take. So if you multiply here, so minus 3 minus 1 1 we will get. Then we need to take length of this ux. Okay, length of this ux means the square root of each squares. So 3 square plus minus 1 square plus 1 square, so that lead to root 11. Similarly the length of x vector, so that is root 11, so both are same. So we have verified this one. So length of ux is equal to length of x here. Okay, so similarly we'll take the other problem. Here we have u1 and u2 and y. Three vectors are there, u1 u2 and y. Observe that, okay, observe that u1 u2 is orthogonal basis for w span u1 u2. So there is a subspace called w which is having the vectors u1 u2 which are orthogonal. So orthogonal in the sense the pair of that u1 u2 is equal to 0, then we call as orthogonal. If it is like this, then what he asks is, so write the y as sum of the vector in w and vector is orthogonal to w. So it is like, so as I said, so y is equal to u, okay, so sum of vectors, okay, the sum of vectors and also the orthogonal we need to calculate here. So now also we are seeing, so this basically projection of y on w. Okay, it is basically the projection of y on w. W means it is two vectors here. Okay, so this can be calculated. So earlier we have seen with one vector, so that we have seen with y cap is equal to y into u divided by u dot u into u. That is when we have one vector, but here we have the two vectors. So because of that, y cap is equal to, means the projection of y on w, y cap is equal to u dot y dot un divided by un dot un into un with respect to first vector, then plus y dot u2 divided by u2 dot u2 into u2. Okay, so we need to calculate y cap. For that we need to apply this equation. So to calculate this, first we need to calculate individual components here, y dot un, un dot un, y2 dot u2, so like that. Okay, so y dot un is equal to, it will become 9, and similarly y dot u2, it is 3. Similarly u2 dot u2, u2 dot un, u1, means it's basically the in all are inner products, okay, or dot products, u2 dot u2, u2 dot u, sorry, un dot un. Okay, so all is the values are coming like this. Then we need to substitute in the, that is y cap is equal to, that is y dot un divided by un dot un, so that is 9 by 30 into whatever the un vector. Similarly y dot u2 divided by u2 into u2 and u2 vector. So after solving all those things, we will get y cap is equal to minus 2 by 5 to 1 by 5. Then what is z? Okay, so z is equal to, okay, z is equal to, we know that y is equal to y minus y cap. So we know y, so y cap we have calculated, so z is this one. Then what is the two components here? Y is equal to y cap plus z. Okay, so now y is 1 2 3, means we need to verify whether is it meeting the if both are same like that. Okay, y cap we have calculated and z we have calculated, so put y cap and z, so together if you do the addition we will get the y. Okay, so here what we are doing, so we need to check whether the y is projection on w, means on both the vectors. We need to apply the formula. Okay, so as we have discussed here, so we need to apply this formula. Okay, so after the applying, we need to calculate individual components. Once you calculate y cap, then we need to verify y is equal to y dash plus z, whether is it meeting or not. Okay, so if you verify that, so after next, the next there is one more method we call as Gram-Schmidt process. Gram-Schmidt process. So this is the process, means this is nothing but algorithm for producing orthogonal or orthonormal bases, means the vectors. So we need to calculate orthogonal or orthonormal basis for any non-zero subspace. So there is a subspace like W, it has some vectors like v1 comma v2 v3 vp, whatever it is. Okay, so for these set we need to calculate orthogonal and orthonormal bases. Okay, so that we can calculate by using this algorithm. Okay, so algorithm follows like this. If there is a basis, okay, if there is a basis or subspace, okay, so x1 x2 x3 the vectors in the subspace, then we need to calculate the vectors orthogonal. Okay, the orthogonal vectors we need to calculate. So how to calculate this orthogonal vectors? So it will follows like this. The very first vector, it will remain same. The very first vector, it will remain same as v1 only. So basically if there is some vectors, okay, we need to calculate v1 v2 v3 for that. Okay, so now the first vector will remain same, it is. For second vector, so what it will do is v2 is equal to x2, the second vector, x2 minus x2 v1, x2 v1 means first vector, x2 v1 divided by v1 dot v1 into v1. For third vector, v3 is equal to x3, is third vector here, x3 minus x3 dot v1 divided by v1 dot v1 into v1 minus the previous one, x3 dot v2 divided by v2 dot v2 into v2. So it will like that, it will go on. For xp vector, it will be, means for vp is equal to xp minus xp into v1 divided by v1 dot v1 into v1 minus xp dot v2 divided by v2 dot v2 into v2. So like that it will be up to the previous vectors, xp dot vp minus 1, the previous vector, up to that much we need to apply. So like this we need to find out orthogonal basis. So when we have orthogonal basis, then we can calculate orthonormal by calculating the unit vectors. Okay, so now this is what the Gram-Schmidt process. So in this we need to calculate orthogonal basis by using this equation. Okay, so now we'll take some example. Okay, so after calculating the orthogonal, how to calculate orthonormal? As I said, orthonormal is nothing but, so each whatever vector is there, calculate the unit vector of that. Okay, so now we need to calculate length of that. If length is 1, so directly the same vectors it will become the unit vectors. Okay, if length is not same, then that will be, means the vector will be multiplied by whatever length of that. Okay, so let us take some problems. So find the orthonormal basis for orthogonal basis. Orthonormal basis for the orthogonal means here already he has given the orthogonal basis. Okay, no need to apply the whatever Gram-Schmidt process, already these are orthogonal. Okay, so now we need to calculate only the unit vectors. So u1 is equal to, that is v1 by the length of v1 vector. Okay, so we are calculating 1 divided by, so that is length of the vector. So vector is like this. Similarly, the length of the vector we need to calculate. After that you multiply with means v2. Okay, similarly, okay, here only two vectors are there. Okay, two vectors are there, so v1 divided by length of that vector and v2 divided by length of that vector. Okay, here these two vectors, okay, that is 360 and 001 will be orthonormal basis for the this whatever said orthogonal vectors. Okay, so we'll move on to next. Okay, next we'll see some more problems here. So now there is a given subspace. Okay, there are two vectors like u1 u2. Okay, or you can call as x1 x2, and here also there are two separate vectors are there, so which in the subspace W. Now we need to apply Gram-Schmidt process. Okay, so here x1 and x2 they have given, so we need to find out v1 and v2, means orthogonal vectors. So as I said, the first vector will remain same, v1 equal to x1. Then next one, v2 is equal to x2 minus x2 into v1 divided by v1 dot v1 into v1. So for that we need to calculate x1 x2 v1. Okay, we need to calculate x2 v1, so that we are calculating here x2 v1. Similarly, v1 dot v1 we need to calculate. So both values after calculating we need to substitute in this equation. So x2 we know, x2 minus, so after substituting and performing the multiplication here, we will get v2 as minus 1 5 minus 3. Okay, so already the first vector is remain same, so these two vectors, okay, this vector and this vector will be orthogonal basis for the whatever given the vectors are there. Okay, similarly the second problem, means in the first problem second case, so first one will be the same. Similarly we need to apply v2 is equal to x2 minus x2 v1 divided by v1 dot v1 into v1. Similarly we calculate x2 v1, apply here and calculate the vector, so this will be orthogonal basis. Okay, so similarly here, so in the above problems we have calculated only orthogonal. So in this problem, okay, in this problem we need to calculate the orthonormal. To calculate orthonormal, first we need to calculate the orthogonal. Okay, v1 we need to, v1 v2 we need to, if they have given orthogonal only, no need to calculate through the Gram-Schmidt, but here they have given the x1 x2, so we need to calculate v1 v2 through Gram-Schmidt. After that we need to calculate orthonormal. Okay, so this we can show here. So calculate v1, so first one will remain same, so v2 is equal to x2 minus x2 v1. You apply the same and calculate here as mentioned, and calculate v2, and so this will be the orthogonal vectors. For that we need to calculate orthonormal, so that is length of the vector we need to calculate. So length of the vector, okay, so both vectors v1 v2 we need to calculate, then you multiply with the, means multiply with whatever the vectors are there. So after the multiplication we are getting, so these two vectors. Okay, so this is to find out orthonormal and orthogonal vectors. Okay, similarly here one more problem. So here he has given find an orthogonal basis for the column space, means column space means, so these three will act as a factors here. So as we know, the column space is nothing but the linear combination of this the columns. Okay, so each individual will act as a vector x1 x2 x3. Again you apply the same formula, Gram-Schmidt process. First one will remain same, this is v2, and here till now we have seen only v1 v2, so here three vectors are there. So v3 means it will be x3 minus x3 dot v1 dot divided by v1 dot v1 into v1 minus x3 dot v2 divided by v2 dot v2 into v2. So this individual x2 v1 v2 v1 dot v1 x3 dot v1, all these things we need to calculate. So after calculate we need to substitute here. Okay, so after substituting we will get these three vectors we call as orthogonal bases. Okay, so after calculating orthogonal and orthonormal bases, there is one more the factor here that we call as the QR factorization. QR factorization. Okay, so here if A is an m cross n matrix with linearly independent columns, then A can be factorized as, if there is a linear independent matrix A, then A can be factored as A is equal to QR, where Q is m cross n matrix whose column form an orthonormal basis for the column A and R, means Q and R orthonormal. Okay, orthonormal basis for column A, and R is a upper triangle inverter matrix with positive entries in diagonal. Okay, so this we will see means with problems here. So basically, so here the QR in the sense, so R we can calculate by calculating the R is equal to Q transpose A, but how to calculate Q? So here the process says in the QR factorization, first we need to find out v1 v2 v3 means orthogonal vectors using the Gram-Schmidt process. After that we need to calculate the unit vectors, that is individual vector divided by length of that individual vectors. So that calculating individual unit vectors we call as Q. After that we need to calculate R. So R is nothing but Q transpose into A. Okay, so let us take an example. So find the QR factorization of the matrix A. So now, so as we say, so this vector is having the three columns here. Okay, three columns will act as x1 x2 x3. Okay, so this we need to, by using this we need to calculate the v1 v2 v3. Okay, so v1 is same, so v2 we need to apply this formula, and again v3 we need to apply this formula. For subsequent the individual components we can calculate like this. Okay, for all the three two equations, first one is straightforward. So after getting this, okay, so here it's equal x3 minus 4 v1 plus 1 by 3 v2. Okay, so this is the equation. So here you put the values of means x3 you put, then v1 v2, so sorry this is only for, so this is for x3 only here. Okay, so this is for x3, so x3 you put, v1 you put, v2 you put, so together now we are getting the v3 here. So we have calculated v2 here, so v1 is straightforward. After calculating v1 v2 and v3, okay, so we have calculated v1 v2 v3, but to calculate q, so we need to make the normalization. So normalization in the sense unit vector or normalizing, both are same. So we are calculating unit vector here. So this is u1, this is u2, u3. So u1 u2 u3 together forms the q here. Okay, so after forming q, take qt means transpose of q, then multiply with a to get the r. Okay, so here we get the r here. So means we have calculated q. So before that we need to apply Gram-Schmidt method. We need to get v1 v2 v3 from the x1 x2 x3, then make normalizing means calculating unit vectors. After that normalizing vectors is nothing but the q here, then take transpose of that and multiply with a to get the r. Okay, so similarly we'll take the other problems. Okay, this we have seen. So here, so take other problem. Similarly, find QR factorization of the matrix. So here again we need to take this vector as x1, column vectors as x1, x2, x3, and apply the same formula here. First one is straightforward, second is we need to apply this formula, for third one we need to apply this formula. Okay, so here the individual components we have not shown any the calculations here, so you can make it you can follow the previous process and you can calculate these components as previously explained. Okay, and after calculating orthogonal vectors, so we need to calculate normalize, we need to make it normalize by v1 by respective length of that. So after calculating u1, u2, u3, that is nothing but q, then make the q transpose and multiply with a. So after doing all those things, we will get r is equal to this vector. Okay, so here okay, that's what he has given in the as a note. Need to work out these all individual components, okay, by referring the previous problems. Okay, the next topic is least square problems. Okay, so least square problems, here again it is a finding of x only. So if the equation is like ax equal to b, then we need to find out the x. So this is one more method, means the other ways of method to calculate the x here. So there are three types again here. So we need to calculate by using a into x cap, means projection of x and projection of b. By using that we can calculate. And the next one, a transpose a into x is equal to a transpose b. Okay, a transpose a into x is equal to a transpose b, that is nothing but x cap is equal to that a of a transpose a, if it comes this side, a transpose a inversion into a transpose b. Okay, in that case we can calculate x cap. And similarly the x cap can be calculated by using r and q. So we know that by using qr factorization we can calculate q and r. Even by calculating q and r we can calculate the x. Okay, so let us take the first problem. So find least square solution of the inconsistent system ax equal to b. Means here they have given a, they have given b, they have b, it has been given. So we need to find out the x. You need to find out the x. So here we can take, so we can apply this method, a transpose a x is equal to a transpose b. So first, before that we need to calculate a transpose a. So a transpose is here, again a is same here, so you multiply, you will get this value. Then a transpose b, you will get this value. Then write in this form, a transpose a x equal to a transpose b. So a transpose a is this one, x is here and b is here, sorry, a transpose b is here. Okay, so now as it is square matrix, so we need to observe the pattern also, means as the a transpose a whatever it is, so that is square matrix. So directly we can write the inverse. Okay, by seeing this we can write the inverse. So that is nothing but the determinant of this a transpose a, determinant of that is 1 divided by, means 1 by determinant. So determinant is nothing but that is 17 into 5 minus, means multiplication of 17 into 5 minus 1 into 1. So that is 17 into 5 85 minus 1, so that is 84. So 1 by 84 is a, means that 1 by determinant into the inverse matrix. So what we can write is, so exchange of these diagonal elements, 17 5 will become 5 7, and put negation on the this direction, so that is minus 1 minus 1. Okay, so after writing the a transpose a inverse, then you can directly solve here. So x cap is equal to a transpose a inverse into a transpose b. A transpose b already we have calculated, so directly we can put these values and we can calculate the x. So x value is 1 2. So this is one way of calculating the x. Okay, so by using a transpose a and a transpose t. Okay, so now we'll take other example. In that again a has given and b has given. Okay, but here, so one more method we have taken. So here what we can do is, instead of so even we can use the same a transpose a. So instead of that we can use this also. So we need to calculate b. Okay, means we need to calculate cap of b, means we know that a cap is equal to b cap. Okay, this is first method, means first what we have mentioned, a cap, a into x cap is equal to b cap. So b cap we can give as here as we have, sorry, just one second. So as we have the two vectors, so two vectors in the sense x1 and x2, the two columns are there, so two vectors. So because of that, the b cap what we can give is the two vectors for two vectors, similarly like y. So b cap is equal to b dot a1 divided by a1 dot a1 into a1 plus b dot a2 divided by a2 dot a2 into a2. So a1 a2 is nothing but whatever the column vectors what from the a. Okay, so this is like a1 and this is like a2. Okay, so if you take like this, so we need to calculate these individual components, a1 dot a2 and b dot a1, b dot a2, a1 dot a1, a2 dot a2. So after calculating all those things, we need to fill here. So after calculating the b, the b will form as a 2a1 plus 1 by 2 a2. Okay, 2a1 plus 1 by 2 a2. So that is nothing but, so b cap is equal to a into x cap. So a cap x cap. So here, so that is a1. So here it is 2a1 plus a1 a2. So that is a1 a2 is nothing but vectors, and 2 and 1 minus 2 it is nothing but a x here. Okay, 2 and 1 2 it will act as a x here. So okay, so we have calculated b cap here. So in this case if you take 2a1 plus 2a2, that is nothing but x1 a1. So it is similarly like, so b cap is equal to x1 a1 plus x2 a2. So that is nothing but x1 x2 means that is x cap. So x cap is equal to 2a2. So like this we can calculate the x. Either we can calculate the previous method A transpose A, or we can calculate the projection, means the b value, by using this equation. Then directly we can get the x values here. Okay, so the third one means the third method. So find the least squares x equal to b for, they have given a and b. So using QR method. Okay, QR method in the sense, it's a third equation what we have seen. So here actually to find out the q, we need to find out orthogonal vectors. Okay, actually these given is x1 x2 x3. From these we need to calculate v1 v2 v3. So the v1 v2 v3 that can be calculated using, that is Gram-Schmidt method. Okay, that we have not given here, means by following the previous problems we can solve that one. So after solving the orthogonal vectors, after orthogonal we need to calculate the unit vectors, we need to normalize that. After that we will find out the q. So here directly we have given the q here, means as is mentioned here, QR factorization of a can be obtained by applying the steps as solved previously, means we need to calculate q from a. So this is a q. Then also r. So r, how it can calculate? R is equal to q transpose into a. Okay, so directly we have given qr here. Okay, so we know that how to calculate q and r. So qr we have given. Then q transpose b. So whatever q is there, we need to take transpose of that. So b we know, b. Then after calculate this, we need to write in this form. So that is r into x into q transpose b. Q transpose b means this one, this value. So okay, so here, so like it is like row reduction form. So directly we can matching the values here, means 2x3 is equal to 4. Then do the back substitution, calculate x3, then do the back substitution, we can calculate the x here. Okay, so like this, so like this we can calculate x cap. We can calculate x cap by using the three methods. One is a x bar is equal to b bar. Second one, a transpose a into x and a transpose b. Third one, by calculating the r and q. So like this we have seen different problems here. So last one, there is one more problem. So here the find least square A and B. So any method we can apply. So whatever we have explained in the first problem, that is A transpose A x is equal to A transpose B. So that we have applied here. So calculate A transpose A. So that will come like this. Then A transpose B, and that is come like this. Then A transpose A x A transpose B. So directly we can equate here. So that is 4x1 equal to 8 and 90 x2 is equal to 45. So directly we can write the values x1 and x2. Okay, so here by seeing, either we can directly by calculating A transpose A, if it is coming as square matrix. Okay, so directly we can do this one, or we can apply A cap. Okay, we can calculate the B cap, and then by using the equation, okay, projection equation, then we can calculate the x, or we can apply the QR. So QR is a somewhat the longer process. Okay, instead of that we can use Ax equal to B, or that is A transpose. Okay, what we have mentioned in this problem, you can apply this. Okay, so this finishes the orthogonality, the chapter. So in which we have seen how to find out the linear, means how to find out the x, that is least square problems, and how to find out the orthogonal and orthonormal basis, orthogonal vectors, orthonormal vectors, how to find out the QR. Okay, then length of the vector. Okay, and how find out orthogonal, orthonormal, length of the vectors. Okay, projection. Okay, so all those things. Okay, this finishes orthogonality problem.